So let's see a little bit about our programming life cycle. So when you are started writing a program, any program, C program, or it depends upon database software, anything, you have to follow certain rules. As a student, you don't need to worry about those things. If you understand that concept, for example, adding two numbers, you know what to do. So you have to declare two variables, and then you will proceed with process. But as a programmer, if I say programmer means they definitely they will they will be a expert of particular topic. A particular topic means particular language, programming language. One second. If, for example, if you are a programmer, so one of the customer approaching you and asking to develop a software for imagine a billing software. So you have to follow certain rule. That rule is called a programming life cycle. So not only here, programmer from a small company up to A2 is a big company, they will follow certain rules, because when the customer is approached to the programmer, they have to realize what is the problem, what their requirements. Okay, I will give you some samples, then you will understand what is the programming life cycle. Okay. Imagine any grocery shops approaching you to asking you to write a programming, billing software. So what you have to do first, you will ask a customer what kind of product you are selling, and then that is a specify the problem. So you have to identify what kind of product that a customer is selling, then how much price for that. You collect all those details. In the grocery shop, what they sell groceries, and then sometimes they sell some plastic items, sometimes they sell stationery items as well. You have to collect all the details and then keep a record of it. Then next phase, analyze the problem. So analyze the problem means, after discussion with that customer, what you do, okay, this customer need billing software. They will they will check the report, monthly report or yearly report, how much they sold out, and then what is the profit. They will any stock is less, and then they have to reload it in the database. They have to check weekly or daily basis. You will collect all those information, then you have to plan accordingly. You gonna write that program. So analyze the problem. Okay, they are asking a weekly report or daily report. So basically they are asking billing system means, imagine cashier. When you go there, they have a window screen that they will scan your item. It will display the item name, and then cost of weight of that item, and then cost of the item, and then multiply with the weight. They will display that. Then finally they will calculate the total amount, right? So now you cannot write only for the code for that, because when you write a billing system, you have to load a data, because grocery stores, what they sell n number of items. So every time cashier won't type, okay, chana dal or urad dal. They don't type it. Just be using that some code. They will type the code. It will pop up on that text box. So text box means that, right? When you're writing an email, gmail.com, it will show you username and then password. So when you type a username, that text box, that is called a text box. You can enter whatever you want. Okay, beside that, okay, let me show you here. Gmail.com. Oh, it is already here. Let me sign out everything. Remove. Okay. What is that? Okay, yahoo.com. Let me go. Mail.yahoo.com. See here, that is called a text box. You can write out about it. This username and then email. They will decide. They will give you identification. So that is called a label. Okay, username. So then you will know. Okay, we have to enter username. So here, when I click next, then it will pop up some a text box for password. Okay, let's move on here. The billing section, whenever they click that code, for example, Channa dal, it will show up a name of that product. Channa dal, 1 kg rate, and then how much weight you are purchasing, and then the next box it will show that, and then everything will be calculated. But before popping up, the user programmer has to enter a data. So the shopkeeper, they have a Channa dal. So you have to create a table. While when you study SQL, database management system, you will come and you will understand what is database management system. For example, when Python, if you run small code, it won't save it, right? So whenever you want to run a data or play with the data, you will open that code and then you will run. But you want to save that data, any data, you want to bring the data here. So what you will do, you have to connect with a database. Back end, there will be a data. Data means in collecting information. Database management system means the system which manages that entire database. For example, if you create in our school, if you go to office and if you ask the student name, Danusha, they will immediately in the computer they will take it. Okay, Danusha is doing grade 11, and then in the section B, and then if particularly if they ask a report card, they will take it right away. How they are taking? All the data will be stored in database. Okay, so when analyzing phase, you have to think about it. Okay, how much they what kind of database they need, what is the memory of that database. Because if the shop is very small, then you can assign, you can provide them a small database, the size. And then if for example FSM, in Trichy shopping mall, Femina shopping mall, if you do any billing system or anything, they have a n number of items. So A to Z, from starting scratch to bottom, top to bottom. So you have to provide them for the database is, size should be bigger, right? So you have to analyze as a programmer. You have to analyze what kind of thing you have to provide, and then writing a billing system, you have to calculate. Okay, they need this kind of inputs, and then they are calculating order number, order into weight, and then those kind of calculations. Then next you calculate everything and then written in a form, and then next phase is design an algorithm. So algorithm means nothing but is step by step a detailed instruction. Detailed instruction meaning you should not write, oh I want to insert A to B. It's not like that. Algorithm has a set of certain rules how to write it. So this is what we gonna learn here. Let me finish this programming life cycle. So after designing an algorithm, so whoever the programmer sees that algorithm, they have to understand, okay, what you have done written in that algorithm. For example, we are calculating, let me write here. We are calculating C equal to A plus B, which means you are adding these two numbers, A and B, and then result and value will be stored in here. So if you want to write a algorithm for that, there is a procedure. You cannot write as your wish. So you have to start and then end. So in between, there will be a steps. So what kind of input you are going to assign, and then what kind of calculation you are going to do, everything you have to write it in a certain format. So that is called the algorithm. So the if I write an algorithm, how do you say this algorithm is efficient? There is a certain characteristics of there. So we know that the algorithm should be precise. See, for example, here a plus b. So what you have to do next step, input a comma b, input a comma b. It must be you don't need to worry about it is a case sensitive or not. Just here I am writing it. Then what you're going to do, you are going to calculate add no, you have to write in a different way. S equal to that simple expression, C equal to A plus B. Then what you're gonna do? You want to see that result in a computer, right? In your monitor. So there is a command statement called print. Then you're gonna print C. So this is the way you are going to write a algorithm. So unknown person, maybe my daughter or my son, whoever is not familiar of that computer, they are checking this algorithm. They have to understand what is that. See, I have written this algorithm this way. You have to declare that before. You have to declare that step one. When you are writing an algorithm, you have to declare like this: step one, start, and then step two. Step two, you are collecting that data, assigning input. Then step three, and then step four is printing C, and then step five. Oh, sorry. So the algorithm ends here. So this way you have to write it. So someone who is not familiar of coding, and then if they see that, they have to understand what it is. Not only other programmers. If you are writing 100 lines of code, one when you in your working environment, you are not going to write a single program. A group of people, they will someone person programmer one will write the some module, and then program two will write some other module. Then sometimes later they will exchange the code, or they can merge these two codes. At that time, the programmer one, whatever he returns, that should be clear and precise and in right format. So then only the programmer too can understand, okay, this module says this and that. Okay, so that way first they have to write a algorithm. So in a written format, sometimes assembly code, I told you, right? Add A to B, something like that. So the same way you will write in a Python code, but for calculating, for example, if you are calculating perimeter or area of triangle, a rectangle, whatever, you will write in a different way, little bit different way. Area equal to calculating perimeter. That is a formula. So you will write that way. But this is a simple program. I'm explaining how to write a algorithm. So next thing, why we are writing algorithm. Okay. Imagine in a team of programmers, first person writing a algorithm, second person gonna write a code, Python code or C code or any programming language code, or database query or whatever. So reading that algorithm, they have to understand what is the concept, because the first programmer only discuss with that client. What is a client requirement, and then what are the possibilities, what they are expecting, how the design, the building system will be there. The first programmer are analyzed. So in a working environment, they will call a person analyzed. He will analyze what is a customer requirement, and then what he has to do. The programmer, later only they will assign, they will read that algorithm. That is why they are asking you to write a detailed instruction. That is called algorithm. So the next phase, then only implement that algorithm. Implement the algorithm means the programmer will write a code in any language, whatever they are using, they write a code. So after writing a code, so for example, if you finish this writing this code, what you will do, you will run it. So then, this is simply displaying good morning or whatever. For example, I'm writing Fibonacci series or whatever prime number. If you are calculating prime number, 5 is a prime number or not. When you check, okay, yeah, 5 is a prime number. Then when you run second time, you run the code, and then you will find out, you pass that data 4. So 4 means 4 is not a prime number. You will test with the different numbers, right? A different data, right? So here in this phase, after completing that program, they will test with a dummy data, because the programmers, they don't have real data. So when they will get real data, they will when they will install in a customer client side, they will use some of the real data, right? So they will test with the dummy data. They will, whenever they analyze that problem, here in the second phase, they will create a dummy data as well. So they are not documenting that how to write a program, or what function needs, what database they're going to use. They don't analyze that one. They will collect some dummy data as well. Then they test here, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth stage, test and verify the complete program. So they, after testing that completed that program, they will install that program into client side. They don't right away, they will install it. Maybe for example, in the supermarket, they have 3 4 cashiers. Only one system they will install that software. They will test with real data. So the particular cashier will use that particular software using a scanning, and then calculating item number, and then price, everything. If that works perfectly, then only they will install with all cashiers, and then they will, the program team, that software company purchase sell that product. Okay, so then after that, they will maintain that, maintain and update program. So maintain that. So why they are maintaining? Okay, I created a billing software for particular grocery shop. So I can maintain that software. I use maybe any clothing shop, they will approach you to for billing system. Almost billing system is common, but some of the items will be different, right? So guys, are you following me, or am I talking? Can you understand this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Otherwise, I have to slow down, or you have to show some drawing chat or something. This one I cannot help you anything, because this goes only theory part. I will, maybe specify a problem. I have to write a few lines. I don't need it. I think it is not necessary. Just to follow up. If anything you don't understand, just interrupt me. Okay. So maintain and update. Oh, so why you are maintaining? Okay, you keep that software. You can sell for another client, right? So update program means different clients approaching you. Then you can update. Okay, they are selling. You can change the database for clothing clients. There's someone selling clothes. They don't need all grocery items, right? So you can change that only database. The billing system mostly common, because you need to change that shop name, and then product item code. If you update some new database, okay, these shops they are selling saris and blouses and chudidar, and then any material, this kind of data you will update here. Then assign some code, it will display on that billing screen. So that is why you have to maintain. Then documentation, you have to document whatever you do. Here also, for example, forget about the billing system. Here, whenever you write a test, I have to keep record of it, and then I have to update in that Google Classroom nowadays, right? So these are all called the documentation. So once I correct a paper and then if I don't keep any track of it, then later, 6 months later, I want to know about Danusha or Sanjay. How come I know? So I have to keep a record of your action, whatever assignments or test marks, everything I should document, right? So the same way, whenever you write a program, you have to document that entire software. What from specifying the problem from here to here, you have to document. So this is the programming life cycle. So wherever you go, if you become a programmer, you have to know what is analyzing phase, what is a specify the problem means you are identifying what is a user requirements, these kind of things. So design an algorithm, and some companies, they follow flow chart as well. Now just we will see little bit how to draw a flow chart. But mostly the companies, they follow algorithm as well as DRD, that data representation diagram or something. That is very important. They will keep a record of algorithm as well as flowchart. Then only they will start writing a program. So this is very important for programmers or any IT person. They have to know what is a programming life cycle. But I don't know, this time it is excluded. But I want you all know about what is it. So that is why I have given here. Okay. Then next to move on to designing algorithm. So I told you algorithm is a detailed instruction. How to write an algorithm, basic thing, you have to start and then end. In between, you have to clearly state it what is going to happen. If you are assigning input, you have to define that. Then any calculation, yeah, how you are calculating, everything should be in a clear manner. And then you don't need to write, okay, after calculation I calculated this. No, nothing. Just whatever the way we have calculated here, then you have to print the results. So every time, whenever you want to display it on a monitor, you have to write this statement, print that variable or whatever, whatever you are calculating. That's it. Then end of that algorithm. So you have to start and then end. In between, you are calculating something. This is the way you are writing an algorithm. That's it. Then let's move on to flowchart. Flow chart is a diagrammatic representation. See, when you write an algorithm, you will, what you will do, you will start and then letter end, right? The same way, you have to use this symbol for start and stop. When you assign that input, there is a slight, how do you say that, rectangle, a little bit, I don't know the exact term for that. It's a rectangle, I know, but the edges should be a little bit slender. How do you call it? Guys, help me.
Quadrilateral.
Huh?
Parallelogram.
Quadrilateral.
Whatever. Okay. Then process. Process mean any calculation, a plus b, or you are calculating that perimeter or area of triangle, or power of something. You have to use this rectangle for calculation. So this this box, how do you say that? This is also, how do you call this box? In
Rhombus,
the
ma'am, like
huh? In the shape, how do you say that?
rhombus.
Compass? I don't know. Okay, everything looks like a okay, square. Different kind of square, rectangle. I know this way. Okay. Decision box. What is a decision box? If you are comparing you are assigning some condition. For example, you are calculating using a 3 inputs and then calculating which one is the greatest one. You are printing it. So how do you do that? You use some condition. If A is greater than B, then here you have to use arrow mark. Okay, if it is true, do something. If it is false, this condition is false, you do something. So you have to use that. This is called decision box. So then this flow of control symbol. So the simple arrow mark. When you start here, then the flow chart will go here. You can use. Let me take that. Okay, the flow chart will go like that. So I'm assigning input A comma B. Then again, this flow chart is going up to next way. So you have to mark it down. You cannot write only that symbol and then leave it like that. So it should be connected with another step. Okay. So then what is that? After that, this one is a connector. I will explain when we write that program. When we draw some flow chart, I will explain what is a connector, what is the purpose of it. Okay. So this is the flow chart symbols. Oval shape is a start and end, and then slanting rectangle is a assigning input output values, and then normal rectangle is a process box. This what did you say, Sanjay? This box, this square, how do you call that?
Rhombus.
Spell it.
RHOMBUS.
Huh?
RHOMBUS.
OMPUS, rhombus. Okay. Oh, rhombus shape. Okay. Okay, got it. I forgot that completely. It is out of my mind. Okay. So this rhombus sign is for decision making, and then how do you connect all those steps using that arrow mark? Okay. Then let's start writing a algorithm for something else. So okay, if I ask, okay, condition. Okay, let me before when you use that condition, where is it? Okay. I told you, right? If this condition is true, if it is true, you can calculate something. If condition is false, you can calculate something. You have to mention here, this is true. If it is true, calculate something else here. If it is false, then another condition will be there. Another condition or any process calculation, it will be there. So let's write the algorithm for what is that? Okay, calculating finding an area and perimeter. How do you write it? Just guys, help me. Help me means I know how to write it. Just tell me how to write. Okay. So for example, I'm asking you to write a flow chart, write an algorithm to find area and perimeter of rectangle. How do you write it? First, what is the calculation for finding area? You have to know that is what analyzing phase, right? Where is it? Analyzing phase. Okay, specifying problem. So the problem is finding area and perimeter. So you know the how to calculate area. You have to understand area, how to calculate the area. Yeah, I explained that. Length and breadth, right? Area equal to length, length, length into breadth, right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then what is the next question? Our question is finding, write an algorithm to find area and perimeter of rectangle. Okay, what is the calculation of perimeter? 2 into length and length plus breadth. I think so. This is the calculation for perimeter. 2, right? Okay. What I am doing, man? Shit. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna write the algorithm. So what is the first step? Start. Okay, what is the second step? you're gonna assign that value. So how do you write it? Input. So you have to mention that you are using some inputs here. Either it is a user defining input, or you can assign that input. That doesn't matter. What you are doing here, you are assigning in. So you are using some inputs. So input. What? How can we calculate? Here using these two algorithms, what is the input? Length and breadth. So for length you can assign length, length as say length as L, and then breadth as B. You can declare like that. Okay, right? Then next calculation part. So how do you calculate area? Area equal to, you have to calculate this way. Area equal to L into B. So we already calculate, we just it is the designing phase, or analyzing and then designing phase. So you have to know that what we gonna or write algorithm. So yeah, area equal to length and breadth. Then what is that? Next, what is the next calculation? So you have to calculate for perimeter. Perimeter equal to, how do you calculate? I have given here 2 into length plus breadth. So 2 into just you can simply multiply. So this is arrow mark. Okay, 2 into length plus breadth. That's it. Then we gonna print that both area and perimeter. So what we gonna print here? Print area. How we are using here? We haven't mentioned just I declared area. So you have to use that variable name correctly. Then for perimeter calculation, I use that variable name as P. So P. Then step 6. What is the step 6? Huh? Anyone? What is the step 6?
Stop.
Yeah, that's it. When you start writing at the algorithm, you have to finish in one place, right? So you have to write stop. This is the algorithm for finding area and perimeter of what a rectangle. So how to draw that and flow chart for that? So we have to use the flow chart symbol. Where is the input? Where is it here? This is the one. Can I use that oval? Yeah. Then guys, this is little bit hard, I know. Inside that oval I have to write it. Okay, so here it is little bit hard using what is that MS Word. And then stop. Why I cannot to write? Okay, then I have to use a different shape. Oval. That is also same thing. I don't know. Inside that oval, I have to write start. Okay. Then what is the next step? Okay, we will do. We will write here outside that oval. Whenever you draw the flow chart, you have to write inside the oval start command. Okay. You guys are following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then flow of flow chart using that arrow symbol, and then I have to assign input. Assign input. What symbol we were used here? Insert. The little bit slanting box. Data. Okay. See, it shows as data or whatever. I cannot write inside that. Inside the diagram. Why it is start again? Okay, See it when I brings back it is appearing. Maybe I can use some other setting to pop up the the character should pop up. That will be a setting. Okay, I will change it later. I don't know right now. Settings to project something. You guys are familiar of it. When I write here, I have to bring that word front. So that should be an option how to bring SCAR. What it will happen, I wrote here start the oval symbol behind it, it will display it. So that in the settings there will be an option here. Whatever we are writing, you have to bring bring in front of us. So that should be an option. I will find out later. Okay, so I can write this way. What is that? Okay, this is my field. Okay, I can write start here. Okay, so this is not nice, right? START start. Okay, then input of what we have. See, whatever we wrote here, just input value of. You have to write that input value of. I can write this one too. Close. Input value of L and B. All right, L comma B. Then flow of chart using arrow symbol. I have to draw that. Okay, next moment. What is the next step? See, check your algorithm. We are calculating A equal to area equal to L into B. So we have to use that rectangle sign here. And then we will write that condition, write that process, right? So what is the process? Area equal to what is that? L into B, length and breadth. Okay. Then the flow chart goes again. It will calculate perimeter. So using this, I have to write that process. Oh, why it is going? This is why I don't like here. Guys, someone try that, inside that triangle box, you can write it. It should allow you to write that whatever content, there should be a setting. Settings, I don't know where it is. I have to find out, just use your computer and then find out, okay? Find out for me. Perimeter equal to, how do you calculate perimeter? 2 into, sorry, 2 into A plus B. This is the perimeter. Then next one is, you are printing that A plus, sorry, the area and perimeter. So which, symbol you have to use? The slanting rectangle one. Oh, before that, we will connect with the flow of, yeah, with the arrow mark.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, just right click on the shape and choose add text, ma'am. Then you can type.
Where is it?
Add text.
Right click. Add text. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, man. What is that? T equal to, see, great. 2 into A plus B. A plus B. That's it. Then same way here, what you're going to do, you are going to print that. See, once you have enabled that thing, it is allowing you to write it, right? So print area. What we going to print area and perimeter. So how we are declaring in our algorithm, in our don't see that algorithm, how we are using in that process. You have to use that same variable name. So area comma P. So I can write it here, area equal to L into B. Then input. I don't like it now. Erase it. And then we are writing here start input values. Input values of L and B. Then start. STAR start. That's it. We don't need this. Okay, guys, just don't mind about that. Okay. So this is how you okay. After printing that, you have to do something. You have to terminate that process. So how do you terminate? Using a stop sign, right? Stop. So this is how you're gonna draw. You see, this is not nice. You're writing in your pen, and then you will. I believe you all draw nicely. So that is shapes are bigger and smaller. Okay, let's move on to next thing. Next calculation is okay. If I ask you to calculate, find out the biggest number. So let's write algorithm for that, and then we will move on to flow chart. It's really boring for me. You can draw that flow chart. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, let's see here condition. So for if you find the greatest number, you will pass that if condition or whatever. Sometimes if you want to repeat that loop, you will use for loop or while loop. You will study later what is the syntax for loop, how it will work, and all kind of loops you will see that. Before if you wanna if you write if condition in a flow chart, how do you do that? So there is a syntax if condition. For example, I am writing checking that a equal to 15, then b equal to 12, then c equal to 34. If you want to calculate which number is the greatest one, and then you have to print it. So what you will do first, you will write the algorithm. How do you write it? So with the starting, let me space this. Okay, so what you do first, you assign a start statement and then input of 3 numbers, right? So you're gonna calculate for 3. So what? Okay, come on. How side by side you have to tell me. Otherwise, I would think okay, everybody is so silent, and then I'm talking on the air. Okay, guys. Okay, what are all the inputs here? What we gonna assign here? A, comma. Hello.
B, ma'am.
B, comma C. Then what is the next step? You have to check A. 1 second. Okay. You're gonna check whether A is greater than B or not. If it is true, then you have to compare with C as well, right? Manually, when you calculate, okay, for looking this, you know C is a greater number. But when writing a program, so what you have to do, first select two numbers and then find out which one is a greater. So I'm selecting these two variables. A is greater than B. If this condition is true, then I have to check A is greater than C. If this condition is true, which means A is a greater number, okay, then print A. Whether, for example, here this condition fails because B is greater than. So what you have to do, the next thing you have to, when this condition is true, it will go to this process. If this condition is false, you have to calculate B is greater than C. Okay, in this condition, B is greater than C. This condition is true means which is the greatest number? Guys, don't look at the data here. Just imagine if A is greater than B. This condition is true, which means A is greater number, right? So I have to check with another data value. A is greater than C or not. Yes, if it is A is greater than, then the greatest number is A. You know, according to these three variables, A is the greatest one. Okay, imagine A is greater than B. This condition fails. So what you have to do, which means A is greater than B. Fails means what is that? What is the meaning? So B is a greater number. So you have to compare that B with C. So B is greater than C. This condition true means which number is the greatest one. So print anyone. B. Otherwise, this condition fails, then print C. You know that meaning of it. Okay, using this data, you can check it here. Okay, so A is you know, greater than B. 15 is greater than B or not. You have to find out. So 15 is greater than 12. This condition is true or false. Let me explain. 15 is greater than 12. This condition is true or false. Guys, tell me, any one of you tell me. Yeah, if it is true, then I have to compare A is greater than, you know, C. So what is a A? A is 15 and then greater than 34. Okay, this condition is true means you have to print A. This condition is false. So what we have to do, you have to, the flow chart or diagram, whatever, you are going to print C. So according to these three values, which is the greatest number? 3. Imagine this one is 52. Okay, let's check here. 15 is greater than 52. This condition is true or false? This condition is false, which means B is the greatest number. So we will skip this condition. Then the algorithm or flow chart or program will execute this condition. So when this will fail, you have to move here. B is greater than C. What is our B value? B value is 52 greater than 34. Let's check. This condition is true or false. Yes, 52 is greater than 34. So what we'll do, this condition is true means we are printing B. Okay. So using these three values, this is the scenario. We have to write it. Write an algorithm or flow chart, whatever. So I have written a flow chart here. So how do you draw flow chart condition? So here condition means come on, why? Shit. A is greater than, okay. Let me write it here. A is greater than, okay. Then right click, add text. A is greater than B. What happened? Size is too small. What is going on, guys? I don't know. I have done something wrong. Okay. See, when you draw a flow chart, you have to use the condition here. Condition means if you have to check A is greater than B. Okay, let me draw nicely, then you will understand. Okay, we can use this flow chart Okay, using this condition, write draw a flow chart. How do you do that? First, starting command and then input values a comma. Why I cannot write it here? A comma B. Again. Why it is not letting me to write? And Jesus. Shit. I'm struggling writing here and there. A comma B or whatever. You understand this, right, or not, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me. A is greater than B. Okay, here it is working. Let's move on. Imagine here I assume the value A, A, B, C. I have to change this process box because I'm using some condition. I have to insert this one. What is that? This one. Replace this. Then move here. Okay, now I can write A is greater than B. So if this condition is true, we will remove that. I'll use later. Okay. Now we are checking that this condition true means we have to check one more condition, that is A is greater than C, right? A is greater than C. Then if this condition is true, then we gonna print that A. Okay, before that I have to write what is this. If it is true or false, I have to write it here. Seriously, I'm struggling how writing this. Okay, I write true. Okay, so if A is greater than B, this condition means true means I have to check here. A is greater than C. So I am moving here. A is greater than C. Again, I have to, this condition is true. Then I am going to print something. So suppose this condition is failed, and then I have to do something. Okay, let's check later if this condition fails. So here A is greater than B. This condition is false means what we have to do? We are going to check with another condition. So what is that? So that is B is greater than C, right? Anyone? You understand this or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Why everybody is silent? I don't know, guys.
Ma'am,
You guys are following me, right? It is nothing. It is very easy, man. You guys are okay with that or not? Because
Yes.
everyone is so silent, it makes me, feel that you don't understand. Okay. Okay, we have calculated already everything. So let me take my pen here. That would be easy for me. Okay, for this condition, first I am assigning A, B, C here. Then using some checking condition, A is greater than B. This condition is true means I am calculating another thing. A is greater than C. This condition is true means I have to print A. Okay, print A. Okay, this condition is true false means I have to print C. Come on, print C. Okay, here in this okay, forget about this part, and then if A is greater than B, this condition fails, then I have to calculate B is greater than C or not. Yes, if it is true, then I have to print B. Otherwise, let me take my pen again. Here, print. So okay, print B. Otherwise, what I am going to do, I am going to assign here false. Print C. Okay. True means it will go here. I can, okay, one more thing. Sorry. You should not write this. 1 second. Okay, this condition is false, then you will print C. If this condition is true, you're gonna print B. That's it. Okay, so you have to draw nicely because honestly speaking, I'm struggling to draw on a bird while taking a class. Without online classes, I can sit proper nicely and then spend more time to align this and that. Okay, so if I take time, then only the drawing will I cannot finish more. Okay, guys. So this is how you're gonna draw flow chart of any program. If it is a 100 lines of code, and then you have that is called a DRD, data diagram, flow diagram or something. Even though if you're writing 200 lines of code, you have to draw that. You don't need to do small things, everything clubbed together, and then you will draw. Whenever you go work environment, you will a real program, you will do that. So here in your classwork, the textbook, they have shown few flowchart and algorithms. It is easy. Not what is the concept, you have to understand first. Here this finding the greatest number using three variables. How do you calculate it? That is a matter. So usually what you are doing, checking with the two numbers. True means doing something, false means doing something. Here, so condition, this condition is true, you are doing some other process. If condition is false, you are doing some other thing. Okay, so that's how. Then we will move on to how to calculate even numbers, or calculate a power of 2 to the power of 5, everything. How to write it. So how do you write algorithm for determine larger of two numbers? That is easy. Okay, convert Fahrenheit into centigrade. How do you write a formula? What is the formula of that? Anyone knows that? I'm giving that centigrade. I want to you to convert into Fahrenheit. There is a formula of calculating Celsius to Fahrenheit and then Fahrenheit to Celsius. You guys know that or not? Because I think in grade 10 you have studied it. No? Finding Celsius, there is a formula. At least speak up, man. Yesterday I told you whatever the answer. If you are saying wrong, that is not doesn't matter. You have to say, ma'am, I don't know. Then I will explain. So I thought you all know about how to calculate Fahrenheit to Celsius and then Celsius to Fahrenheit. Have you studied that or not? The calculation, but I'm not asking writing a program. So the calculation thing. Okay, nobody's responding to me. Okay, F, I'm in line. Okay.
No, ma'am.
So, converting Fahrenheit to Celsius, which means you are calculating Celsius. So, what is the formula? F minus Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9. And this is the formula of finding Celsius. Then you wanna find out what is the Fahrenheit value. The temperature, they would say that 22 degree Celsius or whatever, right? So if you want to convert that into Fahrenheit, if you go to a doctor, they will find out that your Fahrenheit temperature is 96 is normal, right? I feel that, right? 96. If you cross 101, then you have fever or something. So how they convert? In Western countries, they will say that Celsius. You have the temperature this Celsius. You want you have to know what is Celsius, what is Fahrenheit, how to convert from this kilograms to no, not kilogram. Some other calculations will be there. Okay, right now I'm blank. I will tell you later. Okay, so convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. So what is the formula? F equal to Fahrenheit equal to Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. This is the formula. So using this, oh, here I put minus, yes. Move back. Okay, this is the formula. So using this formula, you have to write algorithm and a flowchart. So let me know when time's up. What is the time now? Oh, already 2:34. Okay, guys, you know that, right? You all understand how to write algorithm, how to draw flowchart. Am I disconnected? And here I am online. Guys,
Yes, ma'am.
why here? I don't know. You guys are dead silent. It makes me feel uncomfortable, right? If I ask something, at least one of you answer. I keep on telling the same story. You have to reply, Otherwise, I feel, oh, am I disconnected, or, my mic, I muted myself, or I don't know, you guys are not understand my concept. If you say, ma'am, I don't understand this, then I can, rearrange something. Rearrange means I can explain in a different way. Otherwise, you are studying computer. You have to understand that concept. Otherwise, it is difficult to develop. Write a program. Okay. So basic things. Once you understand the basic concept of what is this and that, how to write a program, then later you can develop yourself. You all okay? Ramita, can you speak?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, how are you?
I'm doing good, ma'am.
Have you understood this? How
Yes,
to write
ma'am.
a flowchart and algorithm? Okay, I have given that how to convert, centigrade to Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit, and then Fahrenheit to Celsius. Using this formula, you have to write an algorithm and then send it to me. Okay, Ramita?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, this assignment is not only for Ramita, everyone. Okay, guys?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'm call off
Okay, ma'am.
now. We will see tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.